Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Arazi. Today I'm going to present new criticism in literature, which is known as a formalist approach to literary analysis. Let's see what makes this approach so unique and important in literary studies. New criticism is a literary theory that focuses on close reading and the analysis of a text form, language, and structure. It treats the literary work as something independent, meaning we don't need to think about the author backgrounds or the reader's feeling. This theory developed around the 1920s to 1950s in the United States and Britain. New criticism emerged as a reaction against all the methods like biographical and historical criticism. Critics at the time wanted to make literature study more objective and scientific, so they focus entirely on the text itself, not the author, not the reader, just the word on the page. There are several important figures in new criticism. John Crown Ransom, who coined the term new criticism in 1941, and then Clint Brooks, who emphasized the unity of the text in his book The Intentional Fallacy and Effective Fallacy, and T.S. Eliot, whose ideas about tradition and impersonality in poetry influenced the movement. The main principle of new criticism are close reading, like analyze text, structure, imaginary, and form and detail. Number 2 is textual autonomy, believing that the text stands alone, independent from author and reader. And then number 3 is intentional fallacy. We should not interpret a work based on what the author intend. Number 4 is effective fallacy, like we should not judge a work by how it makes us feel. And then number 5 is unity and paradox. All parts of a text works together to create one unified meaning, often through contradiction and tension. And then some important term in new criticism are organic unity. It's like the idea that every part of a text contributes to its overall meaning. And the number 2 is paradox, a contradiction that reveals a deeper root. And then number 3, like irony. That's a key literary device that shows complexity and tension. And then the last one is number 4 is ambiguity. When a text that has multiple possible meanings, which makes interpretation richer, like that. Next is a famous example is John Donne poems, like Death Be Not Proud. It contains the paradox that thou shalt die. Here death is personified but also divided through spiritual faith. New critics would analyze how structure, rhythm, and language all work together to express them of victory over death. New criticism made some lasting contributions to literary studies, like it established close reading as a key method in analyze literature, and that it promote literature as an art form, not just moral or historical commentary. And then it encourage objectivity and precision when interpreting text. However, new criticism also has its limitation, like it ignores social, politic, and historical context, and then it overlooks the reader's role in creating meaning. Number 2 is some people find it too rigid and formal. That's why later theories like feminist, Marxist, and reader response criticism were developed as response to it. In conclusion, new criticism focuses only on the text itself as the source of meaning. It values form unity and close analysis, even though never approach include more context. The methods of new criticism remain foundational in literary studies today. That's from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.